Good morning, brother, and welcome to another day of walking in wisdom. Yesterday, I left you with a warning, a heavy warning that Solomon gives to his son, that the Word of God gives to all of us men. It's a warning against a temptation towards sexual sin. And who of us hasn't felt the weight of the failure of succumbing to that sin? Well, I don't want to leave you there just with warning. I want to leave you with hope. And so the word for the day is the word agree. And it comes out of 1 John 1:9. So let me leave the book of Proverbs for a moment and just give you some counsel about sin and about confession. Because here's what the verse says. It says, if we confess our sin, what that really means is if we agree with God. Yes, Lord, I have done this. I'm not hiding it. I agree. This was against your will. And I agree that I have walked across the line deliberately and sinned against you and your will. If we confess our sin, he is faithful and just to forgive our sin and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Many times when we come to confess our sin, we say things like this. We say, Lord, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. And yes, that's our emotional desire. I understand that. But I think our language betrays what we really need to think about sin. Because when we say, Lord, please forgive me, we're implying that he hadn't anticipated that I would need it today. That he hadn't anticipated what a sinful wretch I am. He hadn't anticipated the 1,032nd time I've done this, and now I need to plead with him, Lord, please go find some more forgiveness for me. Brother, that's a sinkhole of shame and guilt, and it's not what Jesus did for us. It says he is faithful and just to forgive our sin. And why is he just? How does he become just? Because he paid for all our sin for all time once on the cross. So let me give you an illustration that I hope doesn't cheapen this at all, but maybe will stick with you. You know what this is? It's a credit card. Many times we come to God with our sin, and it's like a credit card. Lord, I want you to put this to my account, and I'm gonna work it off. I'm gonna pay it off in installments. I'll renew my quiet time. I'll go to church. I'll serve on the parking team. I'll give money to the poor. I put it on my account, Lord, and you'll see. I'll be a good boy, and I'll try to do my best. We put it on a credit card. No, instead, I want you to come to the Lord with this card. What does this card say? It's a debit card. What is a debit card? A debit card says, this is resource. These are dollars. This is what you already have in the bank, and you can draw upon it. Now, don't take this for granted and don't go too far with this analogy. But here's what we need to do when we come to God in our sinfulness. We need to say, Lord, I know you paid for this all at once. I know that you've already anticipated that I would need it today. So, Lord, instead of saying, please forgive me, I want to say, thank you for forgiving me. I think that's a very healthy verbal and theological habit to agree with God and to say to him, Lord, thank you for anticipating that I would need this today, that I would need it for this particular sin, and I receive it with gratitude, with washing, with a reinstatement of my sonship, and Lord, I want to walk with you. So brother, if you are caught in temptation, sexual temptation and sin, come to him, confess, agree, and say to him today, Lord, thank you. You knew who I would be. You knew where I would be today. Thank you for forgiving me. He will cleanse you, and this will give you a day of free and wise walk with him. God bless you.